But perhaps Pherecydes' most influential idea involved the human soul. Ancient writers credited him as one of the earliest Greeks to teach metempsychosis, the transmigration of souls. In other words, the soul survives death and may enter another body. This doctrine later becomes central to Pythagoreanism, Ophism, and eventually parts of Platonism. Now imagine hearing this in the 6th century BCE. Most early Greek religion focused heavily on ritual and sacrifice, not systematic theories of the soul's eternal journey. Pherecydes helped transform spirituality into metaphysics, and once again he sits at a crossroads, part mystic, part theologian, part philosopher. A thinker trying to understand not merely what gods desire, but what reality itself is. At first glance, Pherecydes can seem obscure, a half lost figure buried beneath giants like Socrates and Plato, but historically, he is important because he represents a mutation in human consciousness. Earlier myth explained the world through divine narrative alone. Later philosophy sought rational principles. Pherecydes stands directly between those worlds. Aristotle described him as someone who mixed myth and philosophy together. And that's what makes him fascinating. He had not fully escaped mythology, but he was beginning to think abstractly about time and being, cosmic structure, immortality, and the principles underlying existence. He's one of the first Europeans we can point to and say, this person was trying to philosophize reality itself. Not merely repeat inherited stories, but reinterpret them, transform them, think beyond them. Now, when people think of and talk about the birth of philosophy, they usually jump straight to Thales, Anaximander, or Heraclitus. But Pherecydes reveals something more complicated. Philosophy did not suddenly appear overnight. It emerged gradually from myth, from religion, from symbolic storytelling. The earliest philosophers were not cold rationalists, they were cosmic interpreters, mystics of structure, poets becoming metaphysicians. And Pherecydes may embody that transformation more than almost anyone. He stands at the threshold of two worlds, one enchanted, one analytical, one ruled by sacred myth, the other by rational inquiry. And in him, those worlds still overlap. Today, only fragments of Pherecydes survive. Broken lines, secondhand testimonies, ancient rumors. Yet somehow that feels appropriate, because Pherecydes himself was a fragment of mythology becoming philosophy, a fragment of religion becoming metaphysics, a fragment of humanity learning to ask not only who are the gods, but what is reality. And from that question, Western philosophy was born.